Mm. Hello, friends. I'm Joker. Here with me, we have Velp. Today, we're going to be talking about voice roll-off, and Velp is going to help by playing some sounds for you to listen to as I show you all the different things that you can think about with voice roll-off and microphones. Um, the first thing I'm going to show you is the shape of well, actually, first, I'm going to jump into POV, and we will talk about how to change voice roll-off, just a review of that, and then we'll talk about the shape of the voice roll-off dimensions when you change it. So to change voice roll-off, that's part of a role, and it's specific to the roles within Rec Room, and you'll have to assign it to different roles, or you can. What I'm doing right now is just editing the role for everybody, but you can have different roles for different people. So right now I'm going to set the default is usually 50 meters, and I'm setting it to 100 meters because that's going to make it easy to demonstrate the percentages of distance with voice roll off. So we can get started with that. Velp's got a metronome that he's going to play for us, so we can just hear a constant sound, and you can monitor what it sounds like as I move around. Thank you. That should sound pretty good. Let me make sure that's playing. Perfect. Okay. So, as I said, the default's 50, and we've got 100 meters here. Velp's going to stay put, and I'm going to move away from him, and you're going to be able to hear what the roll-off sounds like as I move away. So he's getting quieter and quieter, and out at 100 meters, it stops. So that's the first question. I think Velp should be able to hear me. Yep. So that's the first question: is what is the voice roll-off define? And the answer is the roll-off is the distance at which you hear zero volume. So I'm not hearing Velp at all. The next question is how quickly does it roll off? And the answer is actually a little bit more quickly than I imagined at first. So first we run out to 25 meters, and we can hear it's about the same. There's not much difference between standing right in front of Velp and going out to 25 meters. When it starts to drop off, it's about 50 meters. You can still hear it. It sounds pretty good, but it's pretty quiet. And then once you get out to 75% or 75 meters, it's actually, you mostly can't hear it. So between 75 and 50, that's about when it really rolls off. So maybe it's just a little bit audible here, but for most practical purposes, 75% of your roll-off is going to be when you don't hear anymore. And then, of course, between 75 and 100, you really just don't hear it at all. So that is how distance with roll-off works. The next thing to go over is there's no difference between horizontal and vertical, so I'm going to fly straight up above Velp. 25, 50 is quiet, 75 is basically nothing. And it's absolute distance, so if we go more, it works on a radius, so if you just stay at 50 meters radius from Velp, you can hear, yeah, if I fly in a circle, it stays the same. So that's the shape of voice roll-off. That's important for a lot of things you're going to want to do with your room. And the next stuff that I'll go over is how to get around voice roll-off by using microphones. There are two types of microphones. The most important one in my mind is the conference microphone. So we'll talk about that one first. I'm going to go ahead and set voice roll-off down to 1 meter. And so since I'm farther than that from Velp, he's going to go silent. There it goes. So with the conference microphone, I'm wearing a conference microphone so Velp can hear me, but I'm going to give him one too. You can hold it. Yeah, just hold it for now. With the conference microphone, so long as you're within the radius, it plays for everybody in the room with infinite range in both ears. So whereas before, as I was moving around, I heard Velp. I heard Velp's sound according to the direction he was relative to me. But now, no matter where I go, no matter where I turn, I hear Velp in both ears. So that's basically how the microphones work. With the conference microphone, you can put it down, and the radius, you don't have to be holding it for it to work. And as you move away from it, it will stop working, and it stops right around 5 meters. So Velp's going to slowly back away. And right around 5 meters, he's silent now. So yeah, move right back into the radius. You're about 7 meters now. As he gets back into the conference microphone radius, now we can hear him again. There's no way that I know of to change the capture radius for either the microphone or the conference microphone. Thank you. And as I said, I'm currently wearing a conference microphone, so Velp can hear me, and we just heard him. So that means that multiple microphones doesn't really affect anything. It's just whoever has them, everybody can hear. So now so that was the conference microphone, and I recommend everybody use the conference microphone for everything, unless you really want the features of the normal microphone, which there's two of them. First of all, the radius is different, so I'm going to set this down this far from Velp, which is within 5 meters, but I can't hear him. And as go ahead and move towards it. The radius for the normal microphone, there it is. Okay. And you can also hear the audio effect. So you have to be real close to the regular microphone to hear it. It's something within 1 meter. The other thing about it is, so you can hold that now. And now say hello, Velp.
Oh.
I was really hoping you were going to say hello, Velp. But
that's too punny.
That should be working. There's with the regular microphone, there is an audio filter that adds a sort of compression effect, which is interesting if you want that effect for whatever you're doing with your room. But for most purposes, especially playing music, I really recommend using the conference microphone. That's the best way to do that. Okay, so that's the microphones, and that's pretty much everything with audio. The last couple things I want to talk about are just some more peripheral things. The speaker, which as you can see is big here, it actually has no effect on the audio. The only thing the speaker does is have this visual effect with the lines coming out of it whenever somebody's speaking or making noise into a microphone. So as you can see, it's not doing it for Velp, but when I'm near it and I'm talking, you can see it's making this visual effect. So that's the only thing the speaker does. The audio does not come out of the speaker. It's just for microphones, it's infinite range. Last thing is, for samplers and holotars, I do need my maker pen for this. When you drop any microphone, it makes a really annoying feedback noise. So be careful with that, because you might bust people's ears. You don't want that. So the last thing is, with samplers, the microphones don't affect samplers, and voice roll-off settings don't affect samplers. So it's nice relaxing jazz here to listen to. So remember, right now I have the voice roll-off turned down to 1 meter. So I'm out at 50 meters, and I can still hear that sampler. Put the conference microphone under it, or take the conference microphone away, makes no difference. I can still hear it out here. And that's equally true for holotars. Let's do this. And that's because they're not players, and so you can't affect them with rolls or with microphones. And that's everything I can think of about voice and sound roll-off and moving sound around rooms in Rec Room. Is there anything you can think of, Velp? Oh, and remember to turn Rolloff up after you turn it down, or else you're not going to be hearing people. Sorry, Velp. Anything else to add? Are we good?
500-meter fall off actually has a slightly different sound than anything else does.
Oh.
Sounds more mono.
Oh, okay. That's good to know. Yeah, a lot of creators, especially when you're collaborating, the smart thing to do is when you're building a big room, turn voice roll up all the way up to 500 meters, so that when you're far away from each other working on things independently, you can hear each other. but I didn't know this, but according to Velp,
It's a little hard.
sounds a
It's a
little.
little harder to isolate where they're from when they're close to you, though.
Yeah, okay. So that's good to know. All right. Well, thanks a lot for watching, and thanks to Velp for helping out, and I'll see you in the next tutorial video.